All right, gang, today is Friday. Woohoo! I don't know where that came from, but it's Friday. TGIF does not mean toes going first. It means thank God it's already Friday. Would that be TGIF or TGIF? Anyway, TGIF, thank God it's Friday. And today's editorial is going to bring up the question of illegal immigrants. All right, guys, like I said, today's editorial is going to bring up the question of illegal immigration. And just like the Clash asked, should they stay or should they go? We want to know. So I'm going to go through this editorial, and I want to know from all of you in the comment section below what you think about immigration and illegal immigrants. Now, I do want to say this as a precursor. I understand a lot and maybe most of illegal immigrants. I understand them. I mean, I'm not in their position, but as a human being with common sense, I can understand having a family, maybe some kids, a wife, a husband, and knowing that if I can get across that border, I can get health care, we can get food for our kids, we can get, I can maybe get a job in a construction industry somewhere and get some money in my pocket. If we can just get across that border, it's a better life for us than this village and this straw hut that we're living in, because a lot of them just live poor down there. So I can understand the desperation for a better life in America. I get that. The problem is, and here local San Bernardino, we get a lot of illegal, undocumented immigrants, or aliens, we call them, from Mexico that come over here to like San Bernardino, and they do drugs and they commit crimes, and some of them commit homicide. And then they flee because they've just murdered somebody. They go back across the border into Mexico, and now they're on the run, somebody who's killed someone. So that's not every illegal immigrant. That's not every undocumented alien. But that's the problem we're getting, is we're getting the criminal element that are coming over here and committing crimes thinking, hey, what is the worst that can happen? I'll be sent back to across the border. And that's the problem we're having. Although we do have criminals that are Americans that were born and raised here and still commit the same crimes. So that's the question of the day. Is crime really the problem with illegal immigrants? Or are there other underlying issues? I mean, they are criminals. I get that they came here illegally. I get all of that. But I'm talking about heinous crimes like assault and rape and murder and manslaughter. And that's what I'm talking about. Is that really the problem with undocumented aliens, illegal immigrants? Or are there other issues? Some people say, well, they're taking our jobs. Some people, well, go get the job. We have a lot of people who were born and raised here that just don't look for work because they say, well, I get, SNAP benefits and I get Medi-Cal, and why should I work? The government's taking care of me. We get people like that, by the way. Not everybody that's on public aid is like that, but we get it. So let's go through the editorial and you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. Newly released dash cam video shows the moments a police officer in Arkansas stared down the barrel of a gun during an intense shootout with an illegal immigrant suspect over the weekend. The Washington County Sheriff's Office said in a news release the incident happened Sunday after County Corporal Brett Thompson tried to initiate a traffic stop around 12:43 p.m. in Tontitown, located just outside Fayetteville, Arkansas. What the hell is Tontitown? The driver, 29-year-old Luis Cobos Cenobio, didn't stop, and the officer initiated a brief chase. After eventually pulling over, I think I said Sobos Cenobio, it may be Cobos Cenobio, got out of his vehicle and began shooting at Thompson, officials said. The video released Tuesday shows the moment the 29-year-old riddled Thompson's vehicle with bullet holes. Thompson quickly returned fire, and Cobos Cenobio fled the scene. He was found by another officer about half hour later and once again shot at police, officials said. He was then followed into Fayetteville, Arkansas, where Fayetteville Police and Arkansas State Police joined the pursuit until he was stopped and taken into custody. Authorities said the 29-year-old suspect had wounds to the left arm and shoulder and was taken to a nearby hospital before being handed over to the police. And so that's the question now. Is he going to be extradited back to Mexico? Is it he's from? He didn't say where he's from, so I apologize. He could be from Argentina. He could be from Peru. That's semantics. But this illegal immigrant, is he going to be extradited back to where I keep saying extradited. It's actually deported. Is he going to be deported, or is he going to be held here and tried? He'll probably be held here and tried. But that's the question of the day is, because he's an illegal immigrant, is that the issue? Is it, okay, see, these illegal immigrants are over here committing crimes and they're doing all this stuff. And is that really the question? Or is it just that here we have a guy that's committed some crimes? They also said he was charged with possession of drugs and paraphernalia, narcotics. So he had other things going on as well. Is that the issue, that there's a guy that just committed crimes who happened to be an illegal immigrant? Or is the question, we have another illegal immigrant committing crimes in the United States being here illegally? What is it? What is the real issue here? What is the real question? Is it the fact that we got a guy that's committing crimes that just happens to be a legal immigrant? Or is it the fact that we've got another illegal immigrant committing crimes in America? I want to know from you guys. I asked it 2 or 3 times because I really want to know what is the real issue here. His undocumented status, or the fact that he's a criminal and then just happens to be undocumented. Let me know, guys, what you think in the comment section below. As always, I will put the link to the whole story in the description box below. It's lengthy. It's more lengthy than I gave. I gave you a little bit of it. I gave broad strokes. But if you're really into reading, go read that story and let me know what you think. News Now Yucaipa, ending your week with the editorial of the day, probably the editorial of the week. Again, I'm on vacation starting 5 o'clock today. That's right. It's going to be 5 o'clock somewhere. And once I start vacation, I'm going to enjoy some time with the wifey. And on Monday, cop watching, guys, because I'm on a vacay. I'm not going to be on staycation. I'm going to be on vacay. And I'm going to get out there for you guys and do some activism. Let me know.